All right, good morning, team. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Happy to be here. Let's keep on the momentum. We had a nice day yesterday. Made a couple of trades that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But first, New York session just opened here. I'm a couple minutes late, but New York session opened here. I have my levels set. You can see here. You can see how well they're actually holding to and playing out. Had a little bit of a sell-off here not too long ago this morning in pre-market. So I would imagine, or at least the initial plan for today so far, is to wait for price to come down to our volume low and see how we react there. I would really like to see price come down here and maybe get a bounce, and that would give us a lot of room to take a nice long position back up to either the control or volume high here, which is where we were earlier in the Asian and European session here, right? So let's see what happens. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's what's going to happen. If we do push down to our volume low here, we could push right through it. We may not even come down here. Who knows? You know, we might move back up to our control before we move to volume low. Lots of things could happen here, which actually kind of looks like we're moving up to control first. And if we do make it up here and we get resistance here, still a good opportunity here to short then and target our volume low. So that is the plan for right now. We'll see what plays out. I wouldn't mind this running up to our control here first. It would give me a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit of a better idea that we may actually be continuing our downside today. But we'll see. Looks like we're testing our previous lows here in pre-market. Again, we're trading in the second 50K combine, the second challenge. I really want to get this finished before I start trading in the funded account. So we are funded. We do have one 50K funded account. And then I am doing a second 50K. I want to have something as a backup or another account that I can switch into if I'm, you know, hitting some negative trades, especially in a row, that mitigates your daily drawdown. That way, you know, you can kind of move back and forth. You don't have to just stop trading or whatever. You have options, right? Over trading is one of the biggest account killers. And if you have multiple accounts, then you can spread those losses over multiple accounts and manage your drawdown in each account day by day. That's my plan. That's actually what I started doing right before I passed the first account, and it seemed to help a lot. And in the other aspect too, if you get a really nice trade in one account, you don't want to give back anything that you made in the day. So instead of continuing to trade in that account and possibly giving back profits, just switch accounts and trade in the other one. So that's my plan. That's what works or seems to be working for me currently. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm focusing on getting this second 50K account finished and passed. That way I have the two funded accounts. And then we'll start taking some profits. Can you guys hear the music? It doesn't even look like it's coming through. All right. If the music gets too loud, just let me know in the comments and I'll adjust. No, it's the music. There's all kinds of different music in there. A little bit of a mix. All right. Can definitely see buyers coming in here, holding price up. You're starting to get a little bit more selling pressure. A little bit of choppiness here. I like to give like the first 15 minutes for the market to play out and get its volatility out. You can see sellers are pushing price lower and lower, although it's slow, but we are starting to break some of these wicks here where there was liquidity built up. We have plenty of it though, so this entire area here really is some pretty decent liquidity. As you can see, the buyers have been continuing to push price up here. It's what these long wicks on the bottom end are. Same thing, up here, you can see that, but we are starting to get a little bit more selling pressure. So at this point in time, honestly, I either want to see price continue up to our control here or break lows to continue to our volume low. 68% of users in Top Step here are short right now. Nice move by the buyers here. We want to wait for key levels. Nice big push in volume here also on this candle here. A lot of buyers coming in here. So let's see if we can pass our high here. If we do, obviously we'll be looking for price action at our control. Looks like we just pushed up and retested these lows here again. Nice push there. Couldn't hang on to it. So let me just switch over to the 15-minute chart so you guys can see what I'm looking at here, right? So we still look bullish for now. That's why I'd like to see price come up in here. You can clearly see where there's a lot of orders here. Obviously, that's where yesterday's control was also. So this is a very important key zone. We got about a minute and a half left in our 15-minute candle here, the initial 15-minute of the New York session. So how this closes will tell us a decent story, hopefully. All right, there you go, your break of previous highs. So again, now I'm waiting until we reach our key level here. And you can see how close both yesterday's control and today's control are, right? So this is going to be an important level. And we could either move through it and move back up to our volume high today, or we can get a rejection here and head down towards our volume low, which is where we look like we were heading with this sell-off here. Either way, decent opportunity from this level here. We have plenty of room, as long as you can catch something here, to move up to our volume high, and even more room on the downside. So we'll pay close attention to price action once we get up to our controls here. Nice move there by the buyers. Moving right up into the area that we are looking at. So here's where we really want to start paying attention. You can see all of the orders and volume that have been placed in this area so far this morning. Okay, very important area here in between our two controls. The controls represent fair value. Okay, this is where the majority of your orders and volume have been placed. The green one is for today, the current. The red one is based off of yesterday's fair value. That's where I get my key levels from, is the day before or the session before. And these key levels act very strongly the majority of the time as magnets for price. So all right, nice move in and through so far. Heading towards the top end of our trading area. So now we just let price tell us what it's going to do, right? We just watch closely here. We watch how these candles are formed in this area. We might get some consolidation here. We might just get a run, or we might get a quick turnaround to the downside. So we want to watch closely. Once we reach one of our key levels, that's when you really want to start paying attention and watch what's happening with price. All right, so far we're maintaining above here, but you can see how price starting to slow down. If we take a look again at the 15-minute, what we look like here, right? We have some highs here, and this one here, this particular high here, was a very quick rejection. So we want to pay attention where we are here. What I'd like to see is some liquidity built up in this area here that would give us a signal that sellers are stepping in here and pushing price down. Then we can just wait for confirmation, and we can take a short back down to volume low. We also have, I almost forgot, we have jolts coming out at 10 a.m. So in 10 minutes, we have jolts coming out. So for me, I'm not going to get into any positions here until after those numbers come out, because I don't want to be stuck in a position with some wild movements like this. I try not to trade or be in a trade in and around high impact news. You just never know what the market's going to do, you know? Could be fantastic news and the market tanks. It just, there's no rhyme or reason. You're just better off not being in a position. So we're going to wait for two reasons. One, for this the current 15-minute candle to close. And then two, let the market do what it's going to do when that news comes out. And then we'll go from there. We are starting to get what I wanted to see. Some sellers stepping in here. We also have buyers down here, obviously. You have buyers down here as well. This is going to move up, I think. Oh, okay, nice. Sellers stepping in here. So on normal circumstances, when we don't have news coming out in a few minutes, this would be a really, really nice sign here. We want some confirmation. So I'd like to see a continuation, especially through this area of liquidity here. And then possibly a retest, and then a continuation to the downside. Buyers still stepping in here. Last couple seconds of that candle there, buyers pushed right back up. Yeah, we might actually be reaching for volume high today before we turn, if we turn. It's a pretty good push back up after the sell-off here. So we'll see. So when we get to these key levels, it often takes a lot of patience to wait for a position because you get this consolidation a lot of times, especially around the control, because these are positions being built, right, by the big money. So we have 5 minutes until the news comes out. Oops. Hey, what's going on? Yo, yesterday was a good day. Yesterday was a good day. We profited a little over $1,000. More importantly, the trade was a very, very good and well executed trade. So we had a good day yesterday. We had our initial trade was a loss, but we kept it very, very small. Risked very little. Second trade was a break-even trade. The third trade was almost exactly the same as the one prior to. We just got in a little early with that one. And that one ran nicely, went right to our take profit. So it was a good day. Good day. Thank you. So today, we're going to keep going. Keep the momentum. All right. So very clear, we still have plenty of sellers up here. We have plenty of buyers underneath. So we're going to get this consolidation. Honestly, probably until the news comes out, and then we'll break out one way or the other, or both. And then once price calms down after the news, then we'll look for a spot. Oh, China waives tariffs on U.S. ethane imports. That's nice news. Let's see what else. Did we all see what Canada did yesterday? I don't know if anybody watches this from Canada, but Canada had their elections for their prime minister yesterday, and the Liberal prime minister that they had before, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't really follow a lot of Canada stuff, but it's been all over the feeds this morning. Canada, the people of Canada pushed very, very hard to get rid of Trudeau, right? Which was the Liberal leader prior to the current one. The guy that got elected yesterday is also a Liberal leader who was handpicked by Trudeau, the guy that the people pushed out. I don't know. I don't get it. It just seems a little weird. There was a lot of hype from the people about how they wanted to change things in their lives and whatnot. And then they went and picked pretty much the same exact guy that they booted a few months ago. I don't know how that's going to affect markets or anything, or if it will, may not. It most likely will affect some of the tariff stuff going on, I think, between the US and Canada. But we'll see. 10 seconds until jolts. It's weird though, right? That's what I'm saying. You work so hard to get rid of somebody that you did not think was doing well for your government and for you ultimately, right? And then you just elected the guy that was handpicked by the person that you booted. I don't know. Okay, Jolts, come on, give me the number. So a little push down here, but buyers are holding. That doesn't mean that it's gonna stay that way. Jolts, Jolts, Jolts. Oh. So we were expecting, the forecast was 7.5 million. This is job openings, right? That's what Jolts is. And we got 7.192 million. So less than expected. And we'd have to read the report, because that could mean one of two things, honestly. It could just mean that positions are being withheld or taken away, so there's less job openings, or the openings that are there are being filled and being filled quickly, right? It could go both ways. We do have to read the report to actually see. But the number itself is less than what was expected. Again, expecting 7.5 million, we got 7.1. Or just under 7.2 million. So the market doesn't seem mad about it. Really nice strong push here through our control area. So this tells me that we are most likely coming here next. All right. See if we get a little retest. I'll be honest, I don't think that I'm going to take a trade from here to here. Because the chances of me catching it down here, you know, are slim anyway. And I'm trying to work on being a little bit more patient with my trades, because I realized that yesterday, the second trade that I took yesterday, I shouldn't have taken. I didn't wait for an actual retest. I actually got in on a break of a low, so it was almost like a breakout trade, which I don't do. So that was out of how I trade. That was not within my strategy and whatnot. Even though I like to say my strategy is dynamic, it's not a set, like, you know, you have to check off all these boxes and then you get in. The market isn't that way. And I've tried that so many times. You know, you pick a strategy and you set the rules for it and check off all the boxes and it still doesn't work. Well, that's because the market is not one way, you know. It can change in a half a second. So the strategies, I believe, you need to flow and be dynamic just as the market is, which is why I love just trading based off of liquidity and volume, you know, because that's everywhere in the market. And as long as you can find the key levels for that and get in the right direction, it doesn't really matter what kind of market you're trading in, it's going to work every time. So I like to say, what do we say? It's a trader's discretion is what my strategy is. You know, it also alleviates some of the pressure of, oh, you have to meet all of this criteria before you can trade. It's not that complicated, and it doesn't have to be. I think a lot of new traders, and I am 100% a part of this. You know, you see the success, you see people talk about a certain indicator or whatever, and you feel like you have to use it, and then all those things never work. And we're all different. Everybody has trades their own way. And the people that are the most successful, I've found, keep it really, really simple. And the majority of them don't even use indicators, because indicators are late anyway. They're not, you know, foreseeing. They show up on your screen after price has already done what it's going to do. Really nice move right to our volume high here. So again, let's watch very, very closely, because this would be a really nice area to take a short from if we're going to bounce. If we push past, all right, starting to get a little rejection here, so let's pay attention. Yeah, very nice push. So I missed your I don't like it, to be honest. What were you, what do you not like? Were we talking about Canada still? Really nice strong push past our volume high here. For me, let's take a look here. I'm not taking anything as far as longs go until we break highs of the day. So because every time we've pushed past here, we've come back down. Push past, we've come back down. We push past, same thing, right? Reject, 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 reject. So this could very, very, very easily be a liquidity grab here. So and you can see how we've come back in and below quickly. So for me, even if we get a retest here and a bounce or whatever, I'm not taking longs until we break a high here, because it's too close. Your RR is like nothing. There's no point in getting into a position here unless price shows me that we are going to continue higher today. And there you go. Let's see if this ends up being a quick return here. Let's see. A nice volume on this push through. Give it that. Got some good volume coming in again here on this little retest. You can see the volume starting to decrease a little bit. Another retest. Buyer stepping in. If this was the break of highs of the day, you know, it'd be a different story, but even yesterday, we pushed past, we got rejected. We came back up, tested again. Look at how well these lines are placed. I put these lines here just based off of the volume profile. I don't know if you're looking at price when I'm putting these lines here. And look at right up to our volume high here. This is yesterday. Immediate rejection. Today, we pushed up through, came down pretty quickly. Pushed through, came down. So I'm not convinced here that this is going to be a continuation until we break high of the day. Then we'll reevaluate. But as for now, I'm looking for this to be a short. Hopefully we can catch it. What happens often is we reach these levels and we just get a really quick sell-off afterwards, and we never get a retest or anything. That's fine. let it happen, right? We have another level here that we can get into with plenty of room to continue to the downside. If we get a push down, a retest, then we'll get in on the retest as long as that holds. But we shall see. We could also get some consolidation up here too. So this is where the patience thing comes in. You know, this is the most important part of looking for an entry, is just being patient and waiting for price to play out, do what it's going to do here. If you get in too early, like I did yesterday, maybe we can zoom over there quick. Yeah, we got a little time. We got 4 minutes in this 15-minute candle, so this is it's either gonna fall quickly or we have a couple minutes. So let's go back. My trade's not on here. Yesterday. No, that's today. Hold on. Here's yesterday. Right? Yeah. I don't know what that trend line is there. Okay. Here's the 3 trades that I took yesterday. This one, I was looking for a continuation to the upside, right? And because we were getting some support down here, that just didn't play out. This was a good and well-placed trade. It just didn't work out, and that happens. So I'm not mad at this. What's nice is we got in at a really nice place here, which allowed us to keep our stop loss really tight. So we lost minimal on this trade here. Price ended up moving in the opposite direction. No big deal. We broke lows here, which happened to be yesterday's key level was right around here anyway. And what I actually was here. What I did was I didn't stay patient. Okay. And I said, oh, we're breaking through here. And I just got in. When in reality, which is what I did the second time, I should have waited for the retest, which is exactly what happened here. I think the key level was right here. So we just pushed past it and we got rejected and closed. This is a nice bearish close back underneath our key level. Okay, and then on the next candle, as we showed strength, I got in here, and this is what price did. This trade was really nice. To make it a little bit better, and this is where I need to work on being a little bit more aggressive, I should have got in. The entry should have been at the close of this candle. Should have been right here. This candle pushed pretty quickly. I didn't get in right away because then we were too far down, right? But it retraced enough, and I said, I'm getting in. So I got in. That's why the entry was here. It should have been at the close of the previous candle. But that's okay. We took the opportunity, and we made it work. So the patience thing, very important. So here we go. Maybe we're going to get a retest here. So this is the last candle in the 15-minute. I don't like to place trades on candles that are about to close in the larger time frames, if that makes any sense. Maybe I didn't say that right. Did you enter on the phase 2? To be honest with you, I don't really know what that means, man. Look at this is a nice retest and reject here. So let's see how this candle closes. Are you talking about like the second half of the candle close? Is that what you mean by phase 2? Okay, a little indecision candle here. The 15-minute closed underneath our key level. Not a bad move here. The reason why I'm hesitating here is because of this candle here. We overtook the previous two candles. So I want to make sure that the buyers are actually done here, because we may pop up above here again before we head down. But we'll see. Could just keep moving. Yeah, there you go. Yes, the second evaluation. Yeah. This is I'm still trading in the second 50K account. I want to get this one done before I start trading in the primary account, which is funded. I want to have 2 funded accounts before I start trading in them. That way I have the ability to switch back and forth, and I can manage my daily losses better that way. Because I'm still new, I want to be able to get the reps in, but at the same time, I don't want to overtrade, because I know that was, last 3 years, obviously, one of the biggest reasons why I continued to blow accounts. So if by having 2 funded accounts, look at this, that allows me to, let's say I get 2 red trades in a row, I could just switch out of that account and manage that loss and leave that loss for the day without over trading in that account, but still be able to continue trading to get the reps in. That's my opinion, and that's what works for me. And then again, vice versa, if I make a really, really nice trade in the main account, instead of continuing to trade and then possibly giving back some profits, I'll just leave those profits, switch into the other account, and then trade and continue trading in that account. So I really want to finish this second evaluation before I start trading in the funded account. And then, just in case I end up losing the funded account, which is totally possible, right? I'll have a backup one. So that's my plan. And I want to start trading and taking profits, right? It's 3 years here, but I think slow is steady, and it's better. And if I just maintain what I believe is the smarter way and more, grown-up way to do this, then I think I'll be better off instead of just jumping in and trying to make money. I did that for 3 years and it didn't work, so I'll try something different. We're still getting rejected here off of our volume high. I don't like this jumpiness though. And so I think, seeing where we are right now, I might as well just wait for us to get down to our control again, and push past. If we can do that, I still have plenty of room, right? That'll give us more confirmation that we are turning, and then we have plenty of room to take a short here. Because the other option here is we push back down to our control, we grab more liquidity, the buyers grab more liquidity, and then they continue pushing up. So let's wait for a little bit more confirmation, I guess. I don't like the jumpiness here. That's my problem. These large candles and large wicks, they just take out stop losses. I don't like it. Yeah, thank you. I think that's what works best, and it alleviates a little bit of the pressure too, to have a backup account, right? And if you can alleviate the pressure and stress of making the one thing work, I think you'll be able to trade a little bit more level-headed. At least for me, anyway. When I did that during the trial, during the evaluation, I had the two 50K accounts. And when I made a certain amount of money in one, I switched to the other. If I made two red trades in a row, I switched to the other one. And it worked. It got me to pass an evaluation. So don't keep doing the stuff that isn't working. Keep doing the things that are working. And then add cool drum music in the background to elevate the stress of trading. Just kidding. All right, nice move by the sellers here back down to a control. So here's where we're going to see the direction for the day, I think. All right, we could grab liquidity again. We have a ton of liquidity. Look at all these long wicks here, and then your move here, right? Lots of liquidity underneath our control here. So we could very well grab liquidity and then continue and make new highs. That one I'd be better. I'd feel more comfortable taking a long off of a bounce down here because one, you have plenty of room to just aim for previous highs and take the majority of your position off there. Let some run, right? I don't know why I said one. That's basically it. Right? So this would be a little bit better. Or if we push through here, then we are most likely headed to either lows of the day or further down to our volume low, the other key level on the low end. Just patience. This wouldn't have been a bad place to get in. But you know, the thing is, like, where do you get in? We came up and we retested a couple times. This one here was a rapidly moving candle. It did reject. The next one moved up and rejected and closed bearish. This candle was probably your entry, but look at how wide your stop would have to be because of the wicked movements here. And then the problem is you're only targeting to your next key level, which is here. So look at your RR, right? It's like a 1-to-1, which is fine. If you're a scalper, there you go. It would have been a nice scalp right there. Risky, but would have worked in this particular situation. For me, I like a little bit more confirmation, a little bit more confidence. And I want to be able to let my trades run. Unfortunately, I can't do that in the combines, but I trade that way so that when I do start trading in the funded accounts, then I can let those trades run. And if they run, I mean, you know, those are good days. All right, pushing past wicks here. So on this side, this looks good for a continuation, but we still have plenty of liquidity based off of our previous low over here. I mean, you could take a risk here. Even the 15-minute looks pretty good. Basically a full retrace of the previous 15-minute. But we still got 4 minutes left, so. I mean, we can go in light and put our stop up high. All right, still making progress to the downside here. Not a lot of volume. We might be getting some more in this one here. We'll see. Yeah, I have actually. Give me a second here because we're looking pretty strong. We got some volume starting to build here with this push down. We closed below our last one. We still have the wick here, but the fact that we closed below our close here looks pretty good. I'd like to get a better entry. Which we may get on the next 15-minute, honestly. These are the areas you have to be really careful in. A lot of people would take this as a breakout trade, but this wick here, which bottoms out at the top of this structure, there's lots of liquidity here. So we got to be careful. So I'd like to see another retest or some liquidity seller side being built up here. We only got 30 seconds for this 15-minute candle to close here. TikTok, yeah. I'd have to play around with it. I don't know necessarily how I would stream on both YouTube and TikTok. I want YouTube to be the main. But I mean, it's something I can look into down the road. All right, that 15-minute candle closed really nicely, and it closed below our control. So let's see if we can, let's see what kind of retest we get here. If it's even going to be a retest. That was kind of nice. As long as we don't break this previous wick and we don't just take off to the bottom here, I might take a short here. If we close, if this candle closes bearish, the buyers are still stepping up there too, though. This might be early, but we're going to try. We'll put our stop loss above here. Yeah, it's not bad. We'll give it a shot. If we break lows, we'll move stop loss to break even. This is risky trade because we are showing support down here still. Yeah, it might have been too early.
Order filled.
Yep. That's all right. Wow, we're actually moving. Might have been the wrong direction altogether there. We'll see. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, but we just move on. So you can see where price is coming up to these same levels here. We might not have waited long enough for this to play out, or we could just be heading right back up. On the 15-minute, we're just retesting here. So it might have been too early of an entry. Wasn't a bad move, I don't think, looking back here. We had liquidity here. We got rejected twice with the sellers. You have a liquidity sweep here. The setup wasn't terrible. Just didn't work out. Wow, look at that. See, these are the things you can't predict either. Right? You have this move up. You got rejected here on this 15. You had a very strong move to the downside, completely overtaking or almost overtaking the previous candle. So I don't think that was a terrible try here. And now we're getting completely overtaken again. So now we're bouncing between our two key levels here. Yeah, it's just a loss. It's part of the game. Take it and move on. Forget about it as quick as you can. Keep evaluating. All right, really nice move there. This was a possibility. I did say that. Sometimes I don't listen to myself, mostly. All right, retesting our volume high here again. So now we have to decide where we want to go. I probably should have waited for a break below this wick here and then a retest, or at least a pullback. That probably would have alleviated getting in here at all. I always go back and reevaluate my trades so that I can learn from them. Where did we get in? Somewhere around here, right? The stop loss here. That was the general area, right? Well, that was a quick loss. We would have been targeting, we'll say right there. All right, we got that marked out. Got to study the losers in order to get the winners. So again, retesting here, prices slowed down. You can see the candle bodies getting smaller. We're retesting. I'm a little bit wary about getting into a short here just because we're like, I don't know. The question is where do these big companies want price to go? We've built positions up here. This would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th time today that we've moved up above our volume high and quickly moved back down. I mean, you can say that we've built a position down here too for the buyers. This is hard to tell. You honestly can't really. The safest play here, most likely, is to wait for a break above this high or a break below here. Otherwise, we may just be doing one of these. So we wait. So we know we have liquidity here that are, seller heavy. You know you have liquidity down here, buyers. Sellers are rejecting here so far. We are in an upward trend just based off of the New York session. Your 15-minute open range, the top end is here. We retested, moved, retested, moved. Now we're getting rejected off of our volume high again.
Call you in the morning, okay?
Which way are we gonna go?
Call you in the morning, okay? I don't need to be fixed up.
Last candle here in the next 15 minutes. See how this closes. So 15-minute chart came up, tested, got pushed back, but this is still pretty bullish. I think we're heading up at least to retest again. If not, we'll see. I don't think we're taking trades inside here at all. might be heading higher today. Just looking at this now. Here, price reached. Made a very, very quick run back up to our volume high, making, new high here, right? Retested this same level here and pushed back up. We might. All right. This is messy. So we came up, retested again, getting pushed back down again. Let's see. I think for right now, we got to see a break above these highs here for confirmation that we might be continuing higher today. Or we need to see a break below here. Otherwise, we could just be now stuck in a sideways kind of trading here. Volume's really starting to dip off here too. 1040. Yeah, the buyer's holding that right there. Can they hold? Got volume on that too. Mm. And buyers are really holding price there. Yeah, buyers coming in strong here, continuing to push price up. The battle is on. You can actually see the two nodes here, right? That's where price is bouncing in between right now. There we go. Come on, buyers, make a move. Or sellers. Whichever one, I don't care. Let's see if this one can do it. We're still getting pushback here. Here we go. Come on. There it is. All right. Let's see if we either retest or we break these highs here. Then we can start talking about a plan. Nice push. Beautiful push by the buyers there. Come on. Keep going. We're reaching. I hope we don't just get a breakout, though. I want to see, yeah, push past a little follow through with it, but we need a retest so that we can get in. I'd still be a little wary about how much further up we can go, but it might be the direction that we are moving today. There it is. Nice. All right. So now we reevaluate. We've pushed past these highs here. Great. Can we hold? Number one. Number two, do we get some continuation? It didn't hold. And number three, hopefully we don't get a quick drop afterwards. Okay, let's watch here because we may get a breakout and a continuation to the upside. I would like to be a part of it. Hmm. I'm going to take it. Let's see if we can't get a quick move to the upside here. Strong push past. We made higher highs here. Retested our key level. Closed bullish. Let's see if we can't move now. Come on. It's risky, but everything's risky in the market. So we're in with 10 micros. Hey, that's what I like to see. Let's break that wick. Let's go. Nice. Beautiful. I like it. Let's keep going. We have two previous highs that we need to move past. So I'm going to watch closely as we reach them so that we don't get like a quick reversal. I'm actually going to move this right to the bottom of that wick there, just in case, because this is risky. You know, we could switch pretty quickly here, directions. So we'll keep it tight, minimize our losses. Because if we are going to get a move, I would expect that we're going to move quickly out of here. And if that doesn't happen, then let's not be in the trade, right? There we go. Let's keep moving. Yeah, see, we're getting held here, so. Don't do it. What do you think? We heading up or are we getting rejected again? Boy, I don't like that. Sellers came in pretty good there. The buyers are trying. Sellers are coming in strong. But we're putting up a fight. Got a lot of sellers coming in here. Volume's dropping off too. Doesn't look great. Be nice if we can get a big push up with some volume. That'd make me feel a little warm and fuzzy inside. Yeah. Yeah, that's why we moved the stop loss quick there, because for this exact reason, we could just get a quick turnaround. So this could be either another retest here or a continuation here to the downside. It's just one of those days. Very choppy market here. It's not great structure. You take the opportunities as you can get them. If they don't work, they don't work. So we're still keeping our loss very minimal, right? That was basically a break-even trade. No big deal. We're still in the green in the account overall. Yeah, even on the 15-minute, it just looks crappy. But it's all about risk management. So nice little pushback there. See, now I don't know if the buyers have enough, right? They could. This can just, keep pushing here, but makes me less enthusiastic to get in again, because we couldn't really push much higher. We broke previous highs here, came back and retested. This looked pretty strong here, but we didn't really move far. So that doesn't make me feel like the buyers have enough, at least yet anyway, to continue moving to the upside. And now we're right back within our range here. I'm glad I moved the stop loss when I did. Yeah, we're going to have to wait now. I don't know if I'm going to take any more longs, to be honest with you. The 15-minute is pretty hard to read as far as trying to pick a direction here. This is a reversal, right? But every time we push up past the volume high, we get shoved back down. So are we going to continue moving here? Who knows? Let's see what the rest look like. I mean, this is bullish, right? On the 1 hour. Maybe we have some more upside. That's the 4 hour there. We are above the 200 day. Yeah. We're at some resistance on the daily chart. Well, we shall see. We are trying, that's for sure. Ugh. We are trying. Got no other news coming out today. What do we got tomorrow? Tomorrow we got some mortgage data, ADP employment change. PCE comes out tomorrow. GDP price index. We got some news tomorrow. Personal income. Tomorrow is heavy. Oh, and then we have Microsoft, eBay, Meta, all earnings. Aftermarket close. All right. Tomorrow's going to be a day. That'll be fun. We got Starbucks and Visa today for earnings. The bigger ones. I mean, there's obviously many more than that, but Starbucks will be interesting. Let's see what the consumer's doing. All right. Another pretty decent rejection there. Market doesn't want to make up its mind today. So then the question becomes, if we come back down to our control, are we at that point going to continue? I don't know. There's a lot of support here, a lot of buyers. We're pushing here. We are pushing. We haven't broken these lows yet here. And as we watch this get created here, you can see how buyers were just stopping price in its tracks here, right? So this little run here does not mean that we come down lower. We'd have to push past these lows here to say that we're going to go back down to our control level. Is that a comment? Okay. So let's see. We're like 50-50. %57 of the platform here is short. And majority of the positions are positive in the green. I wonder if they shorted here. What's the average short price? 19,557. This is the average short price right here. That's a bit early, I think. Well, I guess maybe on the close of this candle. It's possible. We might get one more retest here. Let's take a look at the 15 again now that this candle is closed. So once again, we reached, quickly came back below. It's the same story. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll call this 5. It's the 5th time we've had a major rejection, basically, above our volume high for the entire day. Hmm. All right, let's just be patient. We're still testing this area here where we know we have buyers. Okay, there you go. Sellers took control right there, basically, I would say. Yeah, so we're probably, most likely, coming back to our control. So, do we bounce here again? Or are we falling now? What do we think? What do you guys think? Give me your evaluations. All right, still making progress to the downside, heading to our control level, where I would imagine we're gonna get some more consolidation. We only got a little bit more time left. I don't like to trade past noon, so we'll see what happens here. Pretty strong push to the downside so far, especially on the 15-minute. So we'll see what happens once we reach control here. If we reach it. Huh. Sellers coming in now. Buyers too. It's going to be interesting here. 55% of the platform is short. Right off of this top here is the average price. Oh. I wonder if this was a quick little retest here. Very interesting. Pretty quick turn there. All right, last candle in the 15. Did not break that wick yet. Interesting. We did not break this wick here where we had previous liquidity. Pretty good rejection there. That might have been a confirmation we needed that we're headed down, maybe. I almost took a short position on the close here, just because we did not break this wick here. A lot of times this setup looks like it's going to be bullish and it turns quickly, but we have so much down here too. It's very messy. Messy. I think I got to stand up. Oh, goodness. Too much sitting. So what we could do is use this as a confirmation, basically. If we continue to push past these lows here, that would give me a stronger bias that we're going to continue to the downside. But as of right now, we still got a lot of liquidity sitting here. That are buyer heavy. It's just whether, the buyers want to give up their positions here or not, But the fact that we pushed right up here and then got rejected without breaking that previous high kind of gives me a little bit more bias to the downside. I almost took this right here because of this rejection. Almost. But let's see what happens. I mean, if we get a push through, then I would feel better now, you know, at that point of taking a short. And we have plenty of room. So let's see. We still may have an opportunity yet. The fact that we keep getting rejected up here today makes me not want to take long positions. Even though we look pretty bullish here, when you look on the day, it's rejection after rejection up here. Still getting some support here. There we go. Nice push there. Pretty good bounce there. Not a ton of volume though with it. Hmm. All right, so buyers are pushing, sellers are coming in. You can see we're retesting lows here. See if this push is past. And buyers still coming in here. I don't like the way the 15-minute chart looks either. We did squeak past there. Very little volume coming in here. Still pushing up. Look at this. Strong bounce off of the control here. I don't know. Push through. Wow. Wow. What a push off of the control here. What a push. I'm tempted to buy. Let me show you why. Look at the 15. Look at this. That's a very different picture. We'll see. We're still getting some rejection here, but this was quite the push, leaving not one, but two very large bottoming tails there off of our control. Could be totally wrong again, and then I'll be done for the day. But that's a very convincing story by the buyers there. Very convincing story. Could be fake. Ah. Well, today's just not our day. That's crazy. That was very convincing on the 15-minute chart there. And maybe I just didn't leave enough room, but I mean, I wasn't gonna give any more room than that. We came right down to the stop loss and pushed back up. Yeah. And we're getting close. It's 11:47 now. The market's gonna make its move in the afternoon. I don't know. Wow. If we still get a rejection here and fall again, those would be great fake outs by big money. I tell you what. Great fake outs. I mean, twice we came down here and pushed back up, leaving very big wicks. Huge. Well, they convinced me. That's for sure. Yeah, I wonder if we're just going to be stuck in here now. I mean, that's quite the story there. That'd be enough to convince anybody. You had your sell-off here, you pushed back up, bounced off of your volume high, came down, bounced off of your volume low or your control. You made higher highs, lower highs, leaving two pretty substantial wicks here. Closing bullish on this one. Just happens to be right at your volume high that you keep getting rejected off of. But I think I think that this breaks ultimately. I don't know when, but maybe right now. It just seems like this is eventually going to break and we're going to move higher today. But the other story is, we could just be trading in this range because tomorrow is a lot of stuff coming out, right? A lot of news, big earnings. So we could just be maintaining this range. It's very plausible. All right. Well, we gave some back today. Name of the game. Watch for the breakout here. It seems as though in the afternoon lately, we've been getting moves. And I mean, in my years of experience, after noon, in the Nasdaq anyway, in the big indices, is when volume really starts to slow down and price starts to move slower. But we've been making moves in the afternoon. Just a different market right now. Still got a little rejection there. That's pretty wild. That is pretty wild. Is this gonna fall now? I mean, am I the only one seeing these things? Is it just me? Am I just totally off base here? Or did that look like a pretty good reversal in the 15-minute chart? Maybe it's just me. Some days you just don't see it. You're still getting... We're setting up for a move one way or another. Oh well, I think we've been on here long enough. Yesterday was a good day. Today we gave some back. We're still up overall, so we'll take it. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow we'll come back and hopefully kick butt. Tomorrow I'm assuming that market isn't gonna. Well, maybe I shouldn't assume. Market could do anything, but usually on days like tomorrow where you got a lot of data and stuff coming out, you get some sideways trading. But most of the data comes out at 8:30 in the morning tomorrow, before market open. And then we have what did I say? PCE. PCE comes out at 10. So you might get some movement at 8:30 in the morning, and then you probably will get some volatility between 9:30 and 10. And then when you get those PCE prices, then we'll see a move made. So tomorrow will be interesting too. And then, like I said, you got some pretty big earnings coming out after market close tomorrow as well. So it'll be interesting day tomorrow. I'll tell you what, my plan already going into tomorrow is to be extremely picky with trades. Tomorrow, honestly, unless the perfect setup comes around, I may not trade tomorrow. There's no reason to get into the market if it doesn't look good. So, like this crap, probably should have stayed out today. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. We'll see you guys again tomorrow morning. And yeah, try to stay green. Have a good day.